We are live. I am your host, Mike Cesaroni. Welcome back to the Mindset Radio podcast in the new studio.
Here we are.
I'm so happy to be here. Ash, happy to have you. Babe, it's been a long time coming, and I'm thrilled and ecstatic to do this. We weren't actually going to do this today. We had a guest lined up. It fell through kind of last minute, but we knew we had to at least do something to let you guys know that we were back. The guests that are coming up are incredible. We have the mayor coming on. We have a lot of incredible guests that are going to kick this season off to a great start. And we have a lot to talk about today.
We do.
So let's jump right into it. First, I want to talk about this stupid little thing. So as you guys know, the price of gold is going through the roof. Everything is going through the roof. I want to talk about AI. I want to talk about where you're putting your money, where you should be putting your money. And I ordered this little piece of gold from eBay the other day. Actually, it was about 2 weeks ago. I spent $300 on this little piece of gold. Now, this is 2 grams of gold, right? Mm-hmm. 2 grams. What's it going for right now? I think $4,200 an ounce.
Per ounce, yep.
This right here is $390.
That's incredible.
I mean,
you can barely see it.
No, it's, and listen, this is how we're going to buy our gold from now on. I like having bracelets. I like having stuff that we can wear. But God forbid this ever falls off, you're done. You can't put it in a safe. This is a cool little way to distribute it if ever, when you do go to hand it in or whatever you decide to do, when you change it, swap it for cash. We got the certificate of authenticity from Genuine Gold. That's where I buy most of my gold. I buy bullions. I buy straight gold like this. But $400. That's what you're getting now. It would
definitely be easier to barter with that type of gold versus jewelry.
You could take it out and piece it out.
Yeah.
If Ash has a food that I want to trade with or whatever, I don't think we'll ever get to that point. But it's easier to piece out when you have pieces like this.
True.
But what do you think about how the market's reacting? What do you think? First of all, what do you think about AI, and how do you think AI is going to revolutionize this world? Because I have my thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to jump into right away.
All right. I love AI. I think it's fun seeing. It's a creative factor for anyone that loves designing. You can do 5 jobs in one. It's just more efficient and more effective for anything that you want to do for today. Cooking, cleaning, any ideas that you need to organize.
We know
your
somebody
mindset.
that uses it for their psychiatrist.
Psychiatry.
Like literally, if they have some problems going on in their life, let me ask chat.
Yeah.
And I know everybody watching, you guys do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's revolutionary. Mm-hmm. And I want to talk about, a lot of people want, like, how can we make money from it? Because that's what I always revert back to. Yeah. Yes, these are very cool things that are happening. These are revolutionary. This is going to change the dynamic of humanity as we know it. I truly believe that. But how can we get ready to financially benefit from it now? Mm-hmm. But you have to look at the big picture of the companies that are going to benefit from it the most. You have Amazon. They have spent billions and billions and billions of dollars in infrastructure, on labor, on automation. All that stuff now is going to go poof. And what's going to happen to their profit margins? Because they're not putting that money to where it was going before, which is labor, which is automation. It's all going to get done for basically free. So what do you think is going to happen to their overall market cap? All that money that went towards labor, that went towards automation, that's now going to go back into their market cap, which is now going to go back to the investor. So that's just a perfect example on a company to invest in that is going to get huge use case from AI. Mm-hmm. And there's also companies like NVIDIA and AMD who are making the chips to make it possible for these factories to come out with the output and this amazing amount of data that it uses to do it.
Okay, so corporations are obviously making money now. How do people like us and others
invest in those corporations? You have to invest in those corporations. Robinhood, perfect example. Ash, do you have Robinhood? Okay, you have Robinhood. A lot of people that I know have Robinhood. The way that you used to invest not back in the day, but before Robinhood really got big the way it is now, you'd use Charles Schwab, you'd go to your investor, you'd use TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, stuff like that. Robinhood's taken over. You can even put in bets. There's prediction markets where you can now
sports bets.
Yes, football, baseball, the president, the elections,
all from the comfort of your phone.
Yes.
You don't have to go anywhere for it.
Yes.
We were talking about this the other day too, as far as AI. For people to really understand where we've come from, is we were talking about music.
Yeah.
You know, we used to have, or even videos, VHS to this to that, and then music. Now we're at AI singers that are rocking the music charts right now.
And you guys think that AI is not going to take over singing?
Oh, it is. It's already. I love it.
The true musicians are going to hate this. The true musicians are saying, they're swearing at me right now.
Yes.
Nobody can ever take that feeling away. But I want you to pull something up, Ash. I want you to pull up Eminem, Lose Yourself, 1950s AI. And I want to listen to this. I don't know how long we'll be able to listen to it before getting flagged. Maybe we can listen to it for a quick second. But you tell me that this doesn't make you feel a certain way. And this is going to take over movies. This is going to take over the music industry. And whether people like it or not, it's going to happen. They are already working on a artist that is making huge money, that is making money with AI already. It's her lyrics, it's her ideas, but she's using the voice.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember her name. We'll pull it up after this, but listen to this for just 2 seconds. This is crazy.
His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready.
It's a little bit different than the one we heard.
There's different variations, which also is incredible. Because they have jazz, they have blues, they have every variation you can think of.
This is the Motown one. I think the one that I'm thinking of is the 50s jazz, but it doesn't matter. I want you guys to go on YouTube and listen to it for your own and tell me that doesn't give you a feeling of what you feel when you listen to music.
We got lucky.
My father hates it.
We got to really listen to the music when we were in Florida. We had a 2.5 hour drive, and we could really dive into this music. And it's calming. It's nice. It's a nice change from hearing about, stripper poles and cash flows.
Yeah, I'm so sick of that music. I'm so sick of it.
It's different.
I'm just done with it.
Yeah.
I'm done with the Megan Thee Stallion crap. I'm done with rap music. It's tough to listen to. Yeah. Sometimes I get a little, I'm feeling a little.
I think it's fun for the gym. It gives me a little bit extra, but I can't just sit there and listen to it all day.
Speaking of the Tesla, speaking of Florida, I am obsessed. And that's another company that's just going to benefit from AI, and which is going to be moving in the direction of AI. Listen, we are not in a bubble. This is not an AI bubble. The market is reacting the way the market should be reacting to a revolutionary change that is happening in society right now. Yeah. This isn't a bubble.
As it always has been.
Tulip mania was a bubble. Bitcoin possibly may be a bubble. Crypto is tough. There's nothing backing it, right? At least with AI, you have companies that are actually doing stuff that are helping daily things like your phone. Everything you're using now is AI.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe in it. I'll tell you quickly my top 4 stocks right now going into 2027: Robinhood, Bloom Energy, NVIDIA, and Amazon. Those 4 stocks. So if you're looking to make some money, those 4 stocks, guys, if you open up some long call positions going up into 2027, you can make a lot of money. It depends on what you want to put in. Don't ever take my advice as a financial advisor, but put in what you're willing to lose, whatever percentage that is per week, put it into Robinhood, set it, forget it, don't touch it, and you'll thank me later. That's how we've been able to make a lot of money in the market, and it's because I've been strategically. People say this is like gambling. This is not gambling. This is strategizing, looking at data that is given to you right there. I can tell if Bloom Energy is a correct stock or not by looking into the valuation of the company. I'm not just guessing. Mm-hmm. These are all data-driven decisions that I'm making. Amazon, for example, you sit down and you think, okay, you're pushing a button, something's at your house the next day. Now they're getting even better with AI. This is not just a guess. I'm taking the information that is given to us and I'm making a strategic financial decision. Yeah. When you're betting on a football game, can you technically do that? Yeah, I guess so. You could say, yeah, Jameis Winston is hurt today, or the running back has a. Yes, that's data that gives you the edge, but it's very different when you come to finance. But
okay, so since the last podcast,
yeah.
Well, actually, we did one in Florida too.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're gonna come out with that, but we're gonna drop this one first.
Okay, so since our last Mindset Radio podcast, then we have gotten married.
Yeah,
and it was a little controversial only because we had lots of conversations about the lodge at Diamond Hill in Cumberland, Rhode Island. I know that Cumberland residents, half and half. Half of the people loved the idea of having this new venue, and the other half hated it.
Yeah.
Well, we took advantage of it. We were one of the first weddings to happen there, and it's a beautiful space.
Yeah.
And everyone there, Mackenzie, Lee, the people that work and organize behind the scenes are incredible. So if you want to have a good experience, a good event, it doesn't have to be a wedding. It can be any type of event. It holds up to 144 people. I would recommend
No, they
going.
did a great job.
Yeah.
They did a great job. And listen, this was not a politically driven decision. This was a decision that we made because I love supporting my hometown. Cumberland is where I grew up and I was raised. Cumberland has done a lot for me. And the decision had nothing to do with politics. It strictly had to do with us walking in that building and saying, yeah, this is definitely the spot.
And also, it's not about politics. The building is there to be utilized. So whether people are upset about it or not,
I don't think anybody would be upset. Yeah, I don't don't think Brad Dean would be upset about anybody using it. He just had his qualms against it being built. He thought the money could be used for different things, and that's his right. You know what I mean? That he has every right to have that decision. He was running, a very tough race with a very tough competitor that ended up getting the edge by a very, I believe, small volume. It was, I think, 9,000 to 14,000 or something like that. It wasn't a massive difference, but listen, he had his points. Mutter had his points, and we're actually going to have Mayor Mutter come on the podcast, probably the next episode, to talk about it and tell him what our experience at the lodge. And for me, it was a great one. Yeah. I think it was incredible. Wow. The staff there were great. Man, when you put the word wedding on something, they jack you. they just, everything is through the roof.
It started with wedding rings. I mean, wedding rings were not a thing once upon a time, and then it became.
Is that true?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. And then it became a source of marketing. I mean, think about it. You pay way more for a wedding ring than you'll ever get back in return.
I know.
It is, we love them. Women love wedding rings, but it's kind of a scam.
What is this? Wedding rings? When did they start? What's the story behind wedding rings?
I'm trying to look for it, but it looks like 1938. It started with the jewelry companies just trying to get you to spend more things, to have another reason,
They're so good at that.
Yeah, marketing's incredible.
They did a lot of marketing to make sure it's like, hey, you don't have a ring? Are you really married?
Yeah. What are you, a puss? Yeah. What are you, weak? You don't want to get your wife a ring? Yeah. Gotcha. And listen, I went with the tungsten, the $300 ring. I think it's comfortable. I'm going to go gold, but as you can see, this little tiny bit cost me $400. So to get a nice, appropriately sized ring that'll fit me correctly, I'm looking at probably $3-4 grand. So
easy.
That, the ring that you bought me was what, $3,000?
Yeah.
Probably now double or triple.
Yeah.
Because you bought that right before the spike. You bought it when it was at like 1,700. Mm-hmm. So that ring that you bought me that you spent $2,000 on is probably like $6,000 right now. This bracelet that I spent $3,000 on, this is probably $12,000 right now.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, man. It's crazy how the direction that gold is going.
It's always going this way, though. I mean, think about it. It was not this high of a rate ever back in the day when they first started bartering with gold. Before, they bartered with chickens.
They did. They bartered with cows. Then they realized that, that wasn't a really good way of transporting you couldn't transport cows. You couldn't transport chickens.
Everything.
The diseases that it came with. So they actually decided to, the Spaniards decided to create an object that was gold. And in fact, the Aztecs didn't even look at gold as money to begin with. And when the Spaniards found out that the Aztecs had all this gold, they raided them, because the Aztecs had the gold just as a gift. You know, you would come over my house and I'd give you gold as courtesy. You're my guest, take some gold. And when the Spaniards found that out, they were like, oh my gosh, we use this as a form of currency. So that's what started that whole war, and that's what really started the revolution of gold. And then, you know, we can go on and on about how that went, and how they decided to create paper that backed to gold. And what do you have? That you have paper and you have gold, something that's actually worth money, and something that is what? Believed to be worth money.
Yeah.
So everybody bought into this concept of a dollar bill, right? Of a piece of paper being worth money.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Bitcoin is kind of very similar, is because everybody already bought into this concept.
Yes.
People bought into it. It's all you need to do is put belief behind it, and then it's worth money. So
and I think with Bitcoin, people just struggle because it's not tangible. At least with paper, it's tangible.
Very good point.
It's the same. It's
technically,
currency,
because it doesn't back anything. That piece of paper, it doesn't back anything, and we're able to print it.
Nope.
It's crazy. What do you think about what's going on? How do you think Trump's been doing? He lost me, man. I'll be completely honest with you. A lot of things that he's doing, I'm scratching my head at. A lot of things that he's doing, I don't disagree with. He's backing up, I think, the Epstein thing. He just got rid of, what's her name? If you put in somebody is running for mayor, she's trying to release the Epstein files, and Trump is just pushing up against it. What do you think? I mean, we read the list the other day. Trump wasn't on it. Trump had knowledge that it was happening, though.
I mean, it's difficult. We're never going to find a perfect Democrat or Republican. Everyone's going to come with their flaws. And who's to say that list was complete? I'm sure it's missing hundreds of people that actually were there over the decades.
Some of the names really surprised me, though.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Can you pull up that list, Ash? Like De Niro, I didn't really... What were some of them that we were like, are you kidding me?
Madonna, there was...
there was a lot of them that really surprised me. Charles Barkley, Beyonce, we kind of knew that.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's just disgusting thing. And it's just, there's so much evil in this world that disguises itself in so many different ways. You know, I heard a quote the other day. I think it was last night. We both heard it. We were listening to that podcast where he said that there's a number, right? That if you hit 10 million, you're comfortable.
Yeah.
You can live the rest of your life, use 5 million, put that to work for you, and then another 5 million you can kind of play around with investments with. But there comes a point in your life where you don't get excited about money anymore, and you have to keep upping the ante. You have to keep kind of digging into the dark side of things, where things get really, really tricky. It's like some people have, $20 billion, but they're not happy unless they do this weird thing.
Something that others can't easily do. And I mean, that does lay down a huge rabbit hole of, human consumption. And that's also been in the news lately too, is, they're putting human body parts, pieces in our food. So there's a lot that can go with that.
Listen, that's where I cut off right there. I need to see proof, data. I need to see that, because listen, I don't doubt anything now, but man.
I have a question for you.
What?
So throughout our travels, we hear a lot, where did this kid come from? What do you think about that?
You mean
they're talking about you. Out of nowhere, you came out of thin air, but you really didn't. You have a huge backstory, and it's just now that people are listening. So what do you think about that, and what is your goal? Because we have other things coming up too that I hope you speak about.
So it's a very good question, and I think that there's a lot of people that have that same exact thing inside of them. There's so many people that struggle with addiction, mental health, substance abuse, that we don't know about, that if they ended up kicking that drug or getting help, the help that they deserve and need, then we would probably all of a sudden hear about them too. Yeah. They're being held down by this certain thing that's holding them back from their true potential. And that's what happened with me. For 10 years, I was addicted to a substance that had me controlled. And that's a very good point that you just said, because people do say, where did this kid come from?
Right.
All of a sudden he owns this, he has this, he's doing this, and he's connected with this. Where did he come from? But the truth is I've always been here. It was just sheltered and held down by an addiction. And my goal in life, and I know everything happens for a reason, my goal is to get that out of others. I want to find that next person that's being held by an addiction, that's being held down by liquid handcuffs, that we used to call it, and bring that out of them, because I know there's so many people out there that are struggling with the same thing that I went through. And I was fortunate enough to make it out alive. A lot of people with this problem that I had, with this disease of addiction, they do not make it out alive to be able to tell their story or help people. And I was fortunate enough to do it. And, the next step in my journey, and I guess I'm saying this for the first time. I've been saying it on social media, but we're currently looking for investors and partners to open up a rehab facility in Rhode Island. And I'm going to do it. And my goal is to do exactly what you just said. I want to find that next person that could potentially open up the next chain of rehabs, or open up the next HVAC business to help people with their homes, or open up the next facility that is helping with homelessness or food, or any of that. Because all of those people are out there. Yeah. They all have a story. They just need the right guidance. And most importantly, they need guidance and get acclimated back into the real world. Mm-hmm. Because growing up in this environment, the life that I lived, of crime, of just drugs and lying, deceiving, stealing, the business was it was an afterthought. It wasn't a thing. I didn't care about anything else but myself. And once you get past that, you gain this certain thing where you're able to see both sides of the fence. Now that you've lived that life and you're living a much cleaner life now, you kind of have an edge on being able to help those people that are in a position that you were once in. So on Friday, we have a meeting with an investor and some potential partners, and I want to open up a facility that is just a simple 5-day detox that then transitions over into a 30-day inpatient recovery that helps you acclimate back into society. And listen, you have to want it. That's number one. Yeah. You have to want it
for yourself.
For yourself
before anyone else.
Yeah, because you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
You have to. And I want to be able to provide those tools for those individuals to be able to acclimate themselves back into society, because I know what it takes. I know what you need to do. And I know the struggles that you're going to go through in order to get there. It's not easy. And I believe if you have strong leaders and powerful people behind you to help you get through that shit, you're going to come out on the other side a very good person.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. So to answer your question, where did this kid come from? I've always been there, but I was being held back by an addiction, and I was able to break free, and I want to help other people with that. So with that being said, I hope that we are able to find the right people, find the right partners. I believe we can, and I believe we will, and put this thing together, because I know Rhode Island needs it. I posted something this morning kind of hinting at this is the next project that I wanted to take on, and the messages that I got were overwhelming. My son needs help. You please concentrate on the younger youth. Listen, there's a drug out there right now called 7-OH that is absolutely disgusting.
Yes.
But Ash, pull up 7-OH. You can get them at any gas station. I don't even really want to talk about it because I don't want people to even.
It's good to
go
spread
seek it
this
out.
awareness.
But I feel like I'm telling, like, you know, if somebody is listening to this that has an issue, because listen, when I was in active addiction, if I knew about this, I would have ended up dying. Because what it does to you is it shuts down your organs and shuts down your heart, your liver, your kidneys.
It's comparable to morphine.
It's worse. And when you don't have a drug, because half the battle in addiction is like getting your next fix so you're good for that day.
And you become used to certain substances, so it doesn't have the same effect. So you're always looking for a stronger high, which is where 7-OH could be damaging for some.
So look at this. FDA takes steps to restrict 7-OH opioid products threatening American consumers. Agency alerts healthcare professionals and consumers of 7-OH, which is 7-hydroxymethylgymine. It is basically a derivative of kratom, and these scumbags have just learned a way to derive this substance that usually, honestly, was a cup of coffee to some people. Some people were able to use kratom as a tool, just like coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to say whether it's good or bad. I know some people that have done it for a very long time and they've been fine. I know some people that have struggled with it. I think it should all go away. But this right here is really affecting the younger generation, and I would love to get more awareness about it. I just don't want anybody to listen to this and go get any ideas of going to get it and trying it, because it is just not something to get involved in. And you'll get hooked very quick. You will not be able to break it. And it's not something that you want to get involved in.
Nope, not at all.
But thank you for asking that question. That's a very good question. And it's something that, I think we just kind of thought about earlier.
Yeah.
We're just like, that's a question that we get asked often, but I really hope to bring that out in other people.
Yeah, and you will.
Yeah.
You will.
So when we were down in Florida, we rented a Tesla.
Yes.
I've been wanting one of these things forever. I am so big into tech. I freaking love tech. I was just about to order a $2,000. I have like 3 phones, and I was just about to order one of the Samsung
Android.
Flips.
Yep.
Because it's just like cool. You open it and you have an iPad and you can do all. Now
it's a gadget.
It's a little gadget. I want to be up to date with all this stuff, and I was about to order it, and then I was like, let's wait. I got too many other things going on right now where $2,000 is a lot right now. So I drove the Tesla for the first 2.5 hours from Orlando to West Palm Beach. And let me tell you, that ride, if you ever do that ride, prepare to fill up your windshield washing fluid, because your car is going to get bombarded by these bugs that leave welts on your cars. When you get to West Palm Beach from Orlando, your car is filled.
It sounds like hail hitting your car, your windshield.
I thought it was raining. I woke up and I was like, what is that? She goes, those are bugs. I was like, no way. That is crazy. So for the first couple of days, we didn't try the autopilot because
There was a lot of locks. It seemed like there was locks on it from the screen perspective. So we didn't.
I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to a mansion. It was like a mansion site tour type thing, which was awesome.
West Palm Beach.
It was in West Palm Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The size of the toilets were like incredible. If I sat on that now, I'd break it.
Yeah.
But it was a very cool experience to see how they used to live. Their boots were like tiny. The way they used to live was insane. But their house was massive, like small little tiny people in a huge house. It was just so freaking weird. But it was a cool experience. It was very cheap too. But while we were leaving there, I figured out how to turn on autopilot.
Yeah.
And the accuracy of autopilot was incredible.
Yeah. I was not sold on Tesla until this drive.
So apparently we got a 2026. So it had the updated software that gave you the really good version of autopilot. Mm-hmm. For 2.5 hours, we drove without touching the steering wheel.
Just
it made
listen to
every
music.
decision for us. It was absolutely it was a game changer.
Yeah.
And when we dropped it off, I was like, I'm getting a Tesla. It's either going to be a Cybertruck or Model X. But now we're just trying to figure out, like, what are we going to try? Are we going to trade in the Escalade? Are we going to trade in my truck? What are we going to do to get it? Because I want it.
Yeah. I think it went from a taxing drive from all the way from Orlando to West Palm Beach. From West Palm Beach back to Orlando, it was calm. It was relaxing even, because you really don't have to think about the road. I was concerned, like, was it going to be able to turn into a different lane, or was it just going to stay in the same lane the whole time? It actually navigates when cars are coming up next to you. If they're going slower, it goes faster, it gets ahead, it takes turns incredibly. I was very impressed.
So are you sold on it now?
I am, yeah.
Would you get one?
I would get one. It's just tough because we have such a large family. And
we already have a large fleet.
We do. So it's just the only thing I would say. We've done the reviews, watched the reviews, and yes, Tesla does come with 3 rows, but it's like old school car where you have to like big. Flip the seats forward. It's kind of
we travel already and we're struggling with room, so that's the only thing. We would have to keep the Escalade, keep the truck, and get a third car.
We would have to.
Which we'll have to look. Anyway, what about the wedding? Let's talk about the wedding. What do you think? I thought it was awesome.
It was. I was so grateful for everyone that came out. We had lots of love, total union, incredible energy the entire time from start to finish. We had beautiful friends and family that came from all over the U.S. to come to this night and celebrate us.
Yeah.
All of our children were happy. We got some stellar pictures. We did a post on Instagram and Facebook, and it lists everybody that we were able to network with. Everyone in Rhode Island, whether they had 3 months notice or they had last minute notice, like our baker, they just stepped up to the plate and everything came together. So it was incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah, funny story. Funny story. We weren't going to do food. We were going to do a charcuterie board. And
a very large one.
A very large one. I think everybody would have been fine. And then we went to 2 weddings the weekend before. And I said, shit, we need food. Because I'm sitting with people at the table and they're like, if I came to this wedding and there was no food, I would have been pissed. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh no, we got to get food. So literally last week, our wedding was the following week. We ended up having to find a caterer and spending thousands of dollars on food that nobody freaking ate.
So shout out to Easy Entertainment.
Shout out to Easy Entertainment. They were great, but nobody ate the food. Not because it wasn't good, because I think we just overdid it.
We ordered way too much, but it's better to have more than not enough. Everybody ate, and then everybody ate plenty.
We could barely eat.
Yeah,
it was the energy was high. It was such a great night. My father did a song. My sister sang a song. My son gave a speech where I just lost it. It's, me and him have been through so much. So to see him like in a suit up there giving a speech to me was so freaking surreal.
Yes.
Angelina's speech was beautiful. I said a little speech. I didn't prepare for. I had something prepared. But I ended up ditching it and going from the heart. I was like, am I going to read this thing? Do you want me to like give you
read it? Because I didn't even know he had
so this will be actually pretty funny because people will be able to actually see what I was going to say.
That's funny.
But I think the way I did it was better anyway.
I think so too. I mean, everyone's attention span is 3 seconds anyway.
Yeah, because this was long. It was not like crazy long, but let's see here. Wedding speech. Right here. Okay. I was going to say, first off, I just want to say, wow, look around. This is incredible to see all the people that we love all in one room here to celebrate us. It's overwhelming in the best way. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And thank you for being here today. Now let's get to the real reason why we're here. Sheena. I could stand up here all day and tell you how beautiful she looks, but that's obvious. What's not as obvious is how beautiful her soul is. The way she supports me when nobody's looking, the way she gives endlessly to her family, the way she lifts everyone around her. Marrying Sheena isn't just the best decision I've ever made. It's the easiest one. To my wife, man, that sounds crazy to say out loud. I love you. You're my person. You're my peace. and my fire all at once. You make me better in every single way. We've been through a lot. Life didn't hand us anything. We both earned every bit of happiness sitting here today, and I know that's what will make our marriage unshakable. It's not about the easy days. It's about the hard ones, the ones where we still choose to choose each other, where we laugh, argue, forgive, grow, and keep showing up no matter what. To our family and friends, thank you. You've shaped us, guided us, supported us. Some of you helped us when we were down, celebrated us when we were up, and reminded us of who we are when we needed it the most. You are part of this union too. You helped build the love that you are looking at today. And lastly, to the future, may we keep chasing our dreams, raising a strong family, and never forgetting that no matter what happens, we do it together. Here's to love, growth, family, and to a lifetime of choosing each other.
Oh, I love it.
So I just felt like I felt like it was just a longer to say, and I should have went with it. I just don't think I would have gotten it out that smoothly. I probably would have.
I think you would have. But everything.
I just wanted to say something. I don't know, and I think I covered most of it. But the DJ sucked. I'm going to say that. Sorry, man. I wrote him a message, and I'm not trying to shit on you, but I know it was his first like big event. Not big, but his first wedding. And I wrote him an email after, kind of trying to give him some like constructive criticism, saying, dude, you got the song wrong. You were asking me, you were like hounding me for payment, like at the end of the night where a million people are trying to say bye to me. I'm trying to do this and that. I'm saying it. And like, he's like tapping on my shoulder, like, hey, can I get the money? Can I get the money? And I'm like, dude, relax. Like everybody else is like, you pay it the day after. That's very normal in a wedding. And then we got the Bumble Fund.
Oh, Honey Fund.
So what happened with that?
So I set up a Honey Fund account, which is basically like crowdfunding. And I put the link under our Instagram and kind of forgot about it.
You did forget about it. You didn't kind of forget about it. You forgot about it.
Forgot about it. So after our honeymoon, we're back, and, it took maybe a couple days to get back into the groove of work and that type of thing. But I was on my computer, and I was like, oh, I forgot about the Honey Fund. I wonder if anyone even saw it. And I opened it up, and sure enough, there was thousands of dollars in there.
Yeah,
so
that we literally were about to delete.
I know. I was going to delete it because I was like, we didn't like push it out there as a way to.
No, we just like posted the link.
Yeah. So it was really an honor. There were some names on there that we didn't even know. So thank you to the people
that
on
watch
the
us on
internet
Instagram,
that just supports us without even knowing us in the person.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of thank you cards coming out. They've been ordered, and they will be shipped as soon as they come in. So.
And from both of us right now, seriously, we will never forget anybody's face that came to that wedding. Thank you for all the gifts. Thank you guys for making that night special. Since the last podcast, our social media has exploded.
Yeah, yay for us.
What is going on? Have you been seeing this? Millions, like 30 million views a month.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So the first thing that everybody's going to ask me is, listen, I know who's buying views. I know who's buying. I got the game, and I'll tell you why. Because I did it with my first account. I got wrapped into the whole give somebody $100, they'll give you 1,000 followers with comments, and it makes your profile look bigger, so it makes you look more important. I did it. I tried it, but what it does is it shadow bans your account.
Yeah.
So my main account is destroyed because like years ago when I first got approached, it was about 2 years ago, and I've even told a few people about this, and thankfully they didn't do it. I think one of them did. It ruins your account.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to do was I had it in my mind that like, all right, it's social media. There's no rules in social media. However you grow it, you grow it. I saw a guy that bought 100,000 followers, Ali Saab. Ali, you know that you did, and I DM'd you and told you that you did. And there's nothing wrong with it because it ended up working for him. He now has like 1 million followers, and he's an influencer. He did it, but he did it by buying his comments, his viewers, his followers. So I figured, I was like, maybe that's a way that I can kind of get a little bit more legitimacy behind my name. Didn't work. I regret it in the worst way. So I said to myself and to you that we're not going to do that with Mike Sheet TV. We're going to keep it organic from the start, and we're going to find a niche. And I think that's my problem with my main page is I don't have like a niche. Yeah. I'm doing investments, I'm doing flips, I'm doing HVAC, I'm doing comedy, I'm doing this. There's no like one thing that people go watch. Right. But with Mike Shee TV, it's like there's a skit coming out every day. Yeah. And it's a funny, relatable relationship skit. Right. So I think that's why it's been able to grow. And yes, it has been 100% organic. We have not bought any views. We have not boosted any posts. No. We are gaining 30 million organic views a month. Yeah. That's crazy.
And that's from posting every single day.
Yeah, we had a plan and we did it.
We had a plan. We definitely did it. We just hit 20.1 thousand followers.
Are we up 20.1 now?
Yeah,
really?
0.1. So it's working.
Yeah. Yeah, we just hit 20,000 today. Yeah.
I think to piggyback off what you're saying though, the buying the followers, we have to remember that our world is being driven by AI. So Instagram isn't a bunch of humans behind saying, oh, let's shadow ban that account. It's AI picking up the algorithm, and AI can tell whether you have real followers or not. Yeah. So it's like it's deeper. Now that we've actually made this a part-time, it's really a full-time job. It's a full-time. Yeah. I can't even undermine it. But you learn the tricks in the trade, and there's still so much more to learn. I feel like we've only done the first half of what we're even going to learn.
Now we need to figure out how to monetize from it. Now we need to figure out how to make money from it, because we are getting brand deals. There is like ways we are making money from it, but we have to figure out a consistent way to make money with it every week. That's going to be the next struggle and hurdle. We're probably going to work with some coaches, and I know that's kind of like
I think the coaches will be helpful. I mean, on TikTok, our TikTok account has 27,000 followers, and we're still in need of help for that next push. It's available. We just need everybody needs a mentor in every part of life, and this is where we're at that point where we've done everything by ourselves, and now we need further assistance. Yeah. Somebody that knows more than us.
Listen, we're seeing a lot of people in town using this strategy, and I applaud it. I think I don't blame you guys for doing it, because it works, and obviously you guys see that. So if you have a brand, if you're trying to build something, like pick a niche and just do it, and just stick with it every day, But let's go on to some current events. What do we got?
Let's talk about Charlie Kirk.
Oh God, I wanted to save this for Chris, but let's do it. Chris Tasker, we're still gonna do this, man, but we're gonna get into it. No, Sheena
I'm obsessed, Chris. So
Sheena has her thoughts on this assassination, which is an assassination. I think it was a politically driven assassination that was an absolute. Just disgusting. I think that there was people behind it. I don't think it was just a random person. Those are my thoughts, but Sheena has some deeper thoughts about his wife, and I'll let you go ahead.
And I won't go too deep, because I'd love to hear Chris's viewpoints on it as well, because this is unfolding every single day. But if we can dial back and look at Charlie Kirk's best friend, which is Candace Owens, this woman is on fire for a man that was her best friend, not even her husband, but she wants to know why we are just putting everything under the carpet. He was clearly assassinated. But not only that, we have to look at Charlie Kirk's wife. If you died tomorrow, just in a normal death, I would be devastated. I wouldn't be doing anything but crying my eyes out. If you got assassinated in front of the whole world and in front of me to watch, that is another level of PTSD. Now, I think women and men are very strong. I've gone to war and I've seen people die in front of me, and 10 minutes later, I was brushing my teeth like nothing happened. So yes, that can happen. But on a different level, when it's your husband, the father of your children, Erica Kirk has shown zero authentic emotion to the loss of her husband. She's fake crying, and it feels fake. And it does go down a deep rabbit hole, because that's what's made me start thinking differently about our president, Trump, which if I was still active duty, I wouldn't be able to say anything about him because he is our commander-in-chief. But there's something fishy there. We are hearing that President Trump is a puppet of Netanyahu, and we are also hearing that Erica Kirk is a puppet in that realm as well. So we may be dealing with Zionists, and I might be going way too deep, but I'm interested to see how this actually plays out. There are actual files, videos from the hospital that Charlie Kirk was brought to that are MIA. And if you just look at the videos and see where people were going, what people were doing immediately after he got shot, it doesn't make sense why they weren't focused on the person that just got shot. They were more focused on taking down evidence.
The biggest thing that really caught my attention was that guy, which was I think a plant to distract the something. I don't know what, because if the rooftop shooter wasn't the shooter, what was he really distracting? Right, the guy that pulled his pants down and said, "I'm the shooter." That was thought of. That I don't think that why would somebody want to just do that? It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah. And usually when things don't make sense, that doesn't add up. It's like we're not thinking these things just for no reason. So that was weird. Did the guy on the rooftop, was he able to disassemble that gun? Dismantle that gun that quick, put it in a backpack, jump off the roof, and get to where he was going. I think it was a coffee shop or something, and go eat. I don't know. That's another tough one. I mean, from what I've been watching, a lot of gun experts are saying it's impossible to break down that gun and even put it in a backpack. So there's a lot of weird what ifs, and I think that if the assassination of Martin Luther King happened today, we'd be in the same exact position because there's just more data. There's more cameras. There's more social media. There's more opinions. Yeah. Back then, the only opinions that mattered were the ones in the newspaper or at your family's kitchen table. Now you can hear Candace Owens or her fans or anybody. So I believe that there's a little bit of that involved. I believe that there's a little bit of fuel added to the fire of a possible conspiracy. I don't want to say conspiracy because I do think that it was a definitely an attack, and it was a coordinated attack, an assassination. But how deep does it go? I just don't know, because of the amount of volume from other people that I'm hearing. There's just too much. So until I see solid, hey, this is this is that, it's tough to formulate my opinion on what I really feel. But I most certainly respect everybody's feelings, like Candace's, like yourself, like anybody who has thought on this, because I think it's important to. I think that's what makes this country the greatest country in the world, is that we're able to dig into topics like this, talk about it, and have our own opinion on it without being killed or murdered for our belief.
Well, you definitely have the possibility of being killed or murdered for those beliefs.
You do, still. Right.
I mean, it's like Kennedy. Kennedy was trying to do our country good, and I believe Charlie Kirk was also trying to do our country good. Unfortunately, there are higher powers that just dictate our agenda and the way we live. So, I'm just going to watch it. But like you said, we all have to respect each other's viewpoints because we're all seeing it from different outlets.
The mayor, was that what you were just about to pull up, Ash?
Oh, that was one of them, yeah.
The mayoral race in New York?
Oh yeah, Mandami.
This guy, man, this is something else. So Zohar Mandami, I know I'm butchering his name, wins New York City's mayor race, capping a stunning ascent. He beat out Cuomo. This guy has some really wild beliefs and some really wild political views that I think really, really could have an effect on New York City. They're calling it the Mandami effect. of people moving out of New York to neighboring Connecticut neighborhoods because of the politics that he's about to implement. I don't know enough about it to really talk too much into it. I've listened to so many podcasts about it. I know that his beliefs have switched like left and right, left and right, left and right. He's looked at one view one way and then switched up really quick another. He's taking pictures with some really bad people. He's about this no rent for New York, and he was once an advocate for defunding the police. There's a lot to it, and he was a community organizer before this. He didn't have any political contributions or background. He was an organizer. He was just a really good speaker. If you listen to his victory speech, it is very Obama-like. He talks very, very good. And I think that's 90% of politics, is how you can get your point across, how you can talk to the people who are listening. Can you capture their heart? Can you capture their attention? And by doing that, you're able to get their vote. And I think that's exactly what happened with Mandami. I hope I'm not butchering his name. I think I am. But I don't know. We're going to have to see. I've already seen a bunch of misinformation about how they took over Times Square. I've been seeing these stupid posts, and it was from like last year. I don't know if you saw that, Ash, but they're just the way social media is right now. I try not to. I have a few sources that I get my information from. I listen to PBD. I listen to Rogan. I do turn on CNN once in a while because I like hearing the other side's opinion, and Fox Business. But from what I'm hearing, New York is in for a treat. And the way that you call out the president and say, bring it on. You're challenging the president of the United States, who we all know already has a short fuse, who we already all know if you're not on his side, you will not get federal funding. So why would you put your state in the position already out of the gate of possibly getting cut off on federal funding?
Yeah,
that's crazy. So to stand up to the big bully like that, he says, I wouldn't have gone there, especially this early. He hasn't even stepped into office yet, and he's already making these claims. But I think he's in for a long ride. I think New York is in for a long ride. I don't think they're going to be happy with this decision, but I could be completely wrong. I could be, and maybe this is exactly what New York needs. Maybe this is what they need in order to really find and know the state that they're in right now, because they are a failing city, and the rent prices are out of control. The living space is unbelievable. They're living in dirt, and just it's tough. It's tough out there.
I don't know. Nothing in life is free. That quote comes to my mind. So although I would love to not have to pay any type of mortgage or rent, I feel like there's stipulations.
I wouldn't do it. If somebody told me don't pay rent, I would think of the landlord. I would think of the person who owned the house.
Yeah, there's something.
I'd be like, well, what's this guy going to do? I'm not going to pay this warehouse, for example, right? If we're in New York right now and he all of a sudden said, you don't have to pay rent anymore, my first thought would be like, how's the guy that owns this place? How's he going to survive? That would be my first thought. I wouldn't be able to do that. I would leave. I would have to go buy something. I would not let somebody else suffer because of my selfish actions of not wanting to pay rent. I don't know how they're going to come up with that funding. You need federal funding in order to get that paid for. I don't know what his plan is, but to lower rent, I get it. It's super high right now. That is a great running point, right? It's a great point to run on, but to make it happen in New York City, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. The Labubu thing, my God.
Yeah.
That's what we'll end this thing on. Those things are demonic. I don't understand what the hype is on those. I don't. What is going on? Why do you think that everybody is buying these things? Because in a couple of years they'll be worth nothing, just like the Beanie Babies. I don't understand why people are getting sucked into this again.
I've honestly not invested any time into understanding Labubus because I just I think it's silly.
It happened quick. It happened out of nowhere.
It did. There's influencers that are paying for gold-crusted Labubus and diamond-crusted Labubus, and I think it's a cute name, Labubu, but
I don't even like the name. I think everything about it is insane. I think if you're buying them, you're insane. I could get behind the Beanie Baby thing. Maybe because I was younger, and maybe that's what it is. I'm matured now, and I know.
Yeah, but grown adults are wearing these on their purses, and this is a grown adult thing. It's not just kids.
Yeah, that's another thing,
which is interesting.
Yeah, tough. I don't know. So what? They're making a movie, potential franchise.
It says
really?
Sony has acquired rights to produce,
and they'll kill it. Mm-hmm. They'll kill it.
Yeah, they'll do well with it.
It's gonna be dead before the movie comes out for sure.
Yo, you think so?
100%.
Yeah.
Do you think the whole fad?
Yeah, because fads come and go very quickly. Like, you could tell this is off the hype of, like, mystery boxes, Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And then, like, by the time Sony finally gets it done, it's going to be, oh, we're already on this next thing.
Yeah, true. I hope so, because I do hear a lot of people say that it's tied into something demonic, which is why I have not invested any time into looking into it.
I believe it. We're going to close on this one thing, guys. Horizon HVAC is growing and growing and growing by the month, and I couldn't be more proud of what we've done. I couldn't be more proud of the team. We truly are building something special right now. We're competing with some of the bigger companies like Restivos, like Gem. They may not believe that, they may not think that, but we are, and we're coming for one of the top spots. And we have a really good team, especially our install team. Our install team is flawless. What we had before was really truly a disgrace. And I know the saying of, like, you really got to go through it in order to come out on the other side. We did, man. We failed. When it may have seemed like we were keeping it together on the outside, but if you really were to dig in to Horizon when we first started, there were so many internal issues that were going on with this company that I cannot believe I made it through.
I can.
Yeah, I mean,
can believe it.
Listen,
it's just everything looks pretty from the outside, but people don't know how much work and energy and true sweat goes into building this HVAC company.
Yeah.
And now you have a new partner.
Yeah.
That's changed the whole trajectory of the success of Horizon. So together.
Yeah, I mean, it was really the experience. It's like I had a guy that I thought knew what he was doing, and it just like backfired completely. I'm going to try to be careful with what I say because I don't want to put anyone down, but it just wasn't the right fit. And when I found that person who was the right fit, things just turned around completely. Yep. And we're doing, this year we're going to reach almost $3 million in revenue. And I think within the next 3 years, we'll be able to sell this for around $15 million. That's the plan.
It'll be nice.
And, like I said, my next venture is to start with these rehab facilities. Hopefully I can start taking a little bit of a backseat position on Horizon and put people in the position where I think they are needed in order for me to take a backseat to focus on other things. That is my overall goal, and that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to get involved politically more with our community. I would like to get involved more with just everything that is close to my heart that I think I can make a difference in this state. I said it to you when I first met you what my goal was, and I wanted to make a name in Rhode Island. Yeah. And going back to what you said, where did this kid come from? I've been here. I was just being held back by something, and that's behind me. And I just cannot wait to see what we do for the next couple of years because we've accomplished so much already.
I know.
And it's going to be nuts. So with that being said, guys, we're in the middle of the winter. If you guys have a furnace or a boiler and you just keep putting Band-Aids on it, you guys need to know that it doesn't work for that long. Call us up, get a price on a full replacement. You can use energy rebates. You can use financing. There's so many different options on getting a new system, but putting Band-Aid after Band-Aid after Band-Aid on it doesn't do you any good. You're just throwing money out the window. I'm going on the road show in a couple weeks, and that's going to be the topic I talk about, is putting Band-Aids on things that are not necessary. You're going to put $5,000 worth of Band-Aids on something when you could just replace it for $8. You know, invest in your property. These units are very, very well put together now. The technology behind them are incredible. So, you know, something 15 years ago that could last 15 years, opposed to now with the technology behind it, you're looking at a 15, 20 year piece of product that you're going to put in your home and never have to worry about anything, especially if you're an investor. And I know if you're an investor, the last thing you want to worry about is your tenant going without heat or air conditioning, God forbid. But you know, with that being said, give Horizon a call. Give us a chance. We're looking for those big builders, Rent Prov, all these big guys that own hundreds and hundreds of locations. Give us a chance. Let me show you that we are the crew that can help make your life easier and help build our business at the same time. I believe in hard work. Just having honesty, reputation, just saying it how it is. That's how we run our business. So with that being said, guys, I'm excited to be back. Ash, thank you. Sheena Cesaroni, welcome to the family. Sheena Cesaroni. Yes. And we'll end it on that, guys. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe. Let us know who you want to see on the podcast next. If you're a Rhode Island native, and heck, if you even want us to get somebody outside of Rhode Island, shoot us in the comments. If you like these episodes, if you want us to keep doing them, if you want certain people on, let me know. And throw a like, subscribe, and see you guys on the next one.